Hello everyone, yours truly, Chrislevi13, and this is my first ever Q&A. Now I have answered questions in the past, and I even on the Rock and Roll Show had a little bit of a Q&A segment for my fans that I did every once in a while. But I've never had one single video circled around Q&A, which is question and answer. But back in May, hell even last year, I wanted to do a Q&A, but that didn't work out last year. And then back in May, when I got my laptop and was revamping this channel, I asked through a couple Facebook groups that I am in, on Twitter, on just my personal Facebook, and so on and so forth, that I wanted to do a Q&A, and if anybody had any questions, send them my way. Well, I took a screenshot of some of the questions, since there's a few questions that I got asked, and I thought, after having on my phone for almost a month, I was going through my phone, cleaning it out, and I saw the questions on there, and I thought, let's create a video and answer those questions finally. Whether these people see them or not, I would like to answer them and share them with the people around the world. You all, the viewers, the subscribers to Chrislevi13. And thank you all for joining in the fun. So, I'm going to look at each question, give the name of the person that answered their question, only their first name, and say their question. And the first question I have right here says, from Alan, 2 guys / girls you'd want to interview for your channel, your dream gets. Well, I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to do, out of everyone, I'm going to do this question in a couple parts. First part is, my 2 dream gets in the whole wide world would be Chris Jericho and Dave Grohl. Chris Jericho, because he is phenomenal from what he does in wrestling to music to podcasts to just generally as a person. Everything that he's done in wrestling, whether being a good guy or a bad guy, I have enjoyed. His band Father, there's not a song that I don't really enjoy and just doesn't get me rocking. It's a phenomenal band right there. And then what he does with podcasts and the interviews he gets to get is amazing. I love all the wrestlers and people that have been on his podcast. I listen to his podcast probably every single week, if not every single other week. And he's just one of my favorite, and he's my second favorite wrestler of all time, right behind Chris Sabin, which if y'all know me, you probably know why Chris Sabin is my favorite wrestler of all time. But Chris Jericho is just somebody. In his last run in WWE that he had before we went on tour with Fozzy was mind-blowing. And stuff with him and Kevin Owens did. He helped bring Kevin Owens to another level. When Kevin Owens was already at that level, he helped make that level get to, even higher. And Chris Jericho, to create the Money in the Bank ladder match in his head, and this and that, and other things he's done. He's got a mind that, man, I would just like to be able to sit there and interview him and just be able to think in his mind. Same goes with Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl, from being in Nirvana to creating the Foo Fighters out of it being a demo where he did all the tracks of singing everything on it. And then him being in other bands, helping Queen of the Stone Age and doing them Crooked Vultures and everything he does. He's phenomenal. And I would like to sit there and be able to interview him in person and be able to even play music with him. Dave Grohl is somebody that his music I listen to on a daily basis. There's not a day going by since Foo Fighters have become my favorite band that I have not at least listened to one of their songs. And I'm not joking about that. The Foo Fighters are phenomenal. Chris Jericho, phenomenal. Phenomenal is a word that to me is like the best and the best, Now, to some people, they could have different opinions, but those would be 2 people that I would love to interview. If it was 2 people in the world, plus it was 2 guys. Now, if I had to choose a guy and a girl, I would choose Dave Grohl for the guy. Even though I love Chris Jericho, I'd choose Dave Grohl for the guy. And if I had to choose a girl, I honestly don't know what girls I would interview. But if I had to think about it, maybe... Oh, yeah, what's her name? Oh, I know this girl that I would interview. Be Ashley Jenkins from the No Rooster Teeth and all that. She's just really phenomenal. I like her stuff. Like how she's a really big part of the No. I watch those videos almost every time they release one. There's not one that probably in a bunch of weeks. I love the coverage that they did. The No and Rooster Teeth did for E3 2017. It was phenomenal. And she's a girl that I'd probably interview. And if I had to choose another girl to interview, if I had to choose 2 girls, then I would probably think, Because see, my guys, I've got Chris Jericho and David Grohl. If it was a girl, it would be guy and girl. It'd be David Grohl and Ashley Jenkins. But if I had to choose another girl, because I had interviewed two girls, I'd be like Ashley Jenkins, and plus Ashley Jenkins is really beautiful. I would probably say, two girls. Sorry about that. I'm just thinking. Really, that's a hard question. I probably could answer that. But maybe if I did have to answer it, I'd have to go to the wrestling route and either be Trish Stratus or Mickie James, just because what they've done in wrestling to me is phenomenal. Now let's go to the next question. And the next question was asked by a friend of mine who is known on YouTube as the Mad King 450. He's had some other YouTube channels in the past, and he says, "What is your goal on YouTube?" My goal on YouTube is to create. This is the most honest answer that I can give. My goal on YouTube is to create a community that both you and I can enjoy through the content that I create, through the games that I play, exploring different worlds in open world games, in puzzle games, in platformers, in telltale games, and games like this, exploring worlds and exploring things with you all. Having fun, whether it be single player or in the future when I get better internet, doing more multiplayer games. And my goal is just to create a community. I would love if it could happen, I would love to get millions of subscribers like some of the biggest YouTubers in the world. But do I expect it to happen for little old me? No. But what I would love to do, no matter the views, no matter the subscribers, whoever watched my videos, whether it be one person, two, three, four, however many, and for every view means the world to me. And my goal is to make sure that when I create something right here on YouTube, whether it be something like this, something or whatever it is, people can sit there and enjoy it and know that they get something out of it. Whether it's giving them something to laugh at, something to think about, giving them some form of entertainment that I can do through YouTube. And in the future, I would like to when I get better internet, branch out and make a community, make my community not just be on YouTube, but be on Twitch as well, and do some streams several times a week. And just create a big community throughout social media with me and other people. Now, there's a group that I'm part of, a Facebook chat group, which has some fellow YouTubers in it. And one of them's name is Heinz Ketchup. And he says, "How many beers does it take to get you drunk?" I don't really know how many beers it takes me to get drunk. I mean, let's see. Why don't you come see me, Heinz Ketchup, and we'll drink some beers and see how many beers it takes to get me drunk. Because I really don't know. I mean, I drink beer every once in a while. I really honestly don't know. But come on, let's see who can take more beers down. Then I have a question by Popsy30. Have you ever heard of Popsy30? I hear he's kind of a midwit. I've heard of Popsy30. I mean, he's a guy that when I first knew about Popsy30, he had green hair and he was doing these videos, and I was like, wow, great, cool, an American Jacksepticeye. No, just joking. Well, Popsy30, he's an awesome guy. I love his content right here on YouTube, and I hope that he can get millions, thousands of subscribers and followers wherever he is on social media. I know he's making the move to Twitch, and hopefully he can make himself and his community happy. Because Popsy30, I'm always gonna be a fan, and every chance I get, I'm gonna comment on your content and view your content, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, or otherwise. Then another question I was asked. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna and Popsy says, if this was from almost a month, 2 months ago, but it says, "What's your favorite kind of kind?" Then it says, "If I gave Pat 24 cookies and he ate 20, what does he have now?" Well, he has 4 cookies. I would say that, but no. He says diabetes. Pat has diabetes. Well, damn, Pat, you don't need to be eating all the damn cookies. Share them with me. And also, okay, now here's another question by by a YouTuber who you've probably seen down in the comment section of my videos, named Mr. Batman. He asked me 2 questions. He says, why do you YouTube, and what are your future plans with YouTube and social media? That's a good question, good questions. Why do I YouTube? Mr. Batman asked me that question. Well, to Mr. Batman and the world, I've gone almost over 10 minutes, but why do I YouTube? I YouTube because back in 2012, I was roughly a year out of high school, and I was just working a regular old job, trying to get a job, do this, do that, another thing, and I got onto YouTube because I felt like, hey, let's share my goofiness, my thoughts on wrestling, my thoughts on music, just my creativity through videos, and they were unedited videos. Just hey, hit record, upload, add a little music, upload, do whatever as I could on Windows Movie Maker and upload the video. And then I thought, hey, let's try to make a couple series and do this and do that, But over the years, starting last year, starting in 2015 when I was part of another YouTube channel, and then it got more prominent for me last year, and then even more prominent this year, is that I YouTube to create a community for both you and myself to enjoy. For each person that views my content throughout social media, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, or so on, that we both join in the fun and we have fun, because I would love to in the future be able to create YouTube videos right here on YouTube, but also create a community on Twitch and be able to live stream 2-3 times a week, because I have that ability. I have that time, but I don't have that ability with shitty internet. And I'd like to continue doing that, because create something to where if you're having a bad day and you come watch my content on YouTube or so on and so forth, you can get a smile, you can get something out of my content, and I YouTube because take you all the viewers out of it. I get enjoyment out of taking the time to create thumbnails and pictures and talk and do things like I'm doing right now. I get enjoyment out of it. It's kind of like I don't want to sit there and say this, but I'm gonna. You know how people get drunk and they get a buzz and they want that buzz, or some people smoke pot and they want that high? Well, you know what? I get a high off creating content. It's like whenever I play music. If I play music and everything's clicking, I get a high off of it. If I create content like this, whether it gets 1 view or however many views, I get a high off of it, because I know someone out there in the world saw my content and I'm like, wow, this guy right here, because I used the internet to put something out there. People enjoyed my content. Someone out there liked my content. And he also asked what my future goals were for YouTube and social media. As of right now, my future goals are to continue creating YouTube videos focusing around my Let's Plays with the current 4 games that I've said that I was going to do, and also branch out in some non-Let's Play content talking about wrestling, music, and playing music when I have the ability to do that. And then in the future, whenever we move and I possibly get better in it, branch out to have videos released during the day while I'm at work on YouTube, and then maybe in the afternoons or nights I can sit there and stream for 2 to 3 hours and talk to people, answer questions, create a community, give some people some kind of enjoyment through my content, because I don't want to sit there and just be, when I jump on Twitch, I don't want to sit there and be one of those people that say, hey, I'm playing a game here, and then they're just like, and then you hear them only talk every so often. I want to be somebody that if you come watch my content on YouTube, you say something, as fast as I can, I will try to respond to it as soon as I see it. But also, maybe down the road, like whenever I can sit there and y'all can join me on Twitch one week and y'all can pick the game that I play on Twitch, or y'all could say, hey, do this, or hey, what modes I play in the game, or how the way I play the game, or so on and so forth. And it'd be really, really fun. And then maybe if there's down the road, people that are join me on Twitch or fellow YouTubers like that could join me in the games themselves, and we could do things together in co-op games or multiplayer and so on and so forth, because I want to continue doing this as long as I'm able, because I told my mother this, as long as I'm able to, I'm going to work my job, I'm going to create YouTube content and content throughout social media and play music, and that's what I want to do. I'm almost 15 minutes in here. I finished up the questions that I had question to me. Hopefully you all enjoyed this, get something out of this. If you got any more questions you would like me to answer and all that, cool, great, grand. And yeah, that's really all that I say. Another thing I gotta say is thank you all once again for helping me reach 100 subscribers. Thank you all for watching my content. I still got a long way to go before I'm actually a huge YouTuber, which I don't think I'll ever get there. But I'm happy with what I got right now. Every single person that watches my content, thank you. Everybody that has hit that subscribe button, thank you. Everyone that has ever commented on my videos, thank you. Everyone who's ever known about Chrislevi13, thank you. And I'll see you all in the next